looking at the definition of purpose, if you go to the English dictionary, and I'm talking about the British English, I'll find that some of the synonyms to purpose is use, function. So when you attach life and purpose, it essentially means what are you supposed to use your life for? Use. How are you supposed to function? So then that's when you're now open to so much that you have to understand. So it begins from there. Function, use, because life is a tool, and now purpose then comes to life. So essentially means that if you do not have purpose, then in a nutshell, if you take that definition backwards, you're not living. That's what it means. Because, okay, let me make you understand. Purpose, use, function. Then if you do not have use or function and you have this life, then it essentially means that you're not living. That's why I'm very sure you've run into quotes that you only start living until you understand the purpose of your life. All right. So now let's understand then how you're going to start knowing the purpose for your life. And helping us go through that conversation this morning, we are joined in the studio by Sianto Chekayaya. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you, Simba.
Happy to have you around.
Thank you very much.
So let's simply now move away from the definition of purpose, the way English puts it, to now a definition of purpose from a psychological perspective. When I say that I'm living my life with purpose, what does that mean?
Yeah, thank you very much, Simba. And actually, I like the way you've done your research.
Yes.
And you've tried to define purpose. So basically, purpose is a journey. It's a journey of, you want to find happiness in your life. You want to find success in your life. You want to find, you want to have an impact in life. You want to really feel that you're living a fulfilled life. So really, it's a journey that we embark on. So it's not like there's you wake up today and you say that I found my purpose. Even if you find it, for example, today, you have to continue with the journey. So basically, it is a journey that we have to embark on before we meet our, before we go to heaven.
Does it?
Yeah.
For those people who believe in heaven, isn't it?
For those people, yes.
Yes. I want to start attacking this subject from a very basic perspective so that our audience starts to understand exactly where we're heading to. At what point is it possible for somebody to start thinking about their purpose?
Yeah, that's a very good question. You know what normally happens? Purpose can be experienced in two ways. The first way is from your gifting. You can talk about it from the Hollywood experience or from the celebrity type of experience, whereby you're born with a certain kind of a gift, or you're born with a certain type of, let me say, an ability, an innate ability. And you can see that through singing. There are people who are just born with a beautiful voice who can sing. So you can be able to identify that when you're still young. That's why you find that, for example, musicians, they start really growing their purpose when they're still young. Now, the other part is the talented type of purpose, whereby you actually grow it, you develop it. So we normally have this aspect and thought that, if purpose has to be a gifting, so we really spend a lot of time looking for that gift. What is my gift? What is this thing that I do? And it's so unique to me because we relate that now to, for it being a purpose. But we forget that there are actually two aspects of it. The Hollywood type of it, whereby you can see people who sing Gloria, for example, Muliro. You can see John Legend. Those people, they have that innate ability. But for most of us, we have to develop our purpose. We have to go really and look deeply within ourselves over the years, what experience have I gained? What am I good at? What do I love? What can I be paid for? So if you don't fall in that category of the gifted purpose, then you have really to go through that process of discovery.
Every time I speak to Sianto, I'm also here for lessons, by the way.
Yeah.
I sat down, did my research on this particular topic.
Yeah.
And but just before I jump into my other area as well, I have to ask this personal question. You find people who are into careers, who are into jobs, when does your job or your career transcend into your purpose? And can you have a job or a career? Because I was looking at the majority of adults spend 80% of their time at work.
Yeah.
And essentially that means that if you're going to live your purpose, then whatever it is that you're doing on a majority of the time that you're alive should essentially be your purpose, or you feel completely lost.
Yeah.
So let me ask this question. Can your job transcend to be your purpose? And can you have a purpose, but then on the side as well, you're doing a completely different job from what your purpose is?
Yeah.
So let's understand that.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, first, let me just give you the components of what describes purpose so that we understand it. The first one, you have to ask yourself, do I love what I'm doing? If you're at work, ask yourself, do I love what I'm doing? Number two, am I good at it? Number three, is it really needed by people? Am I being of value? And then number four, can I be paid for? So those are the four questions that we must ask ourselves.
Do I love what I'm doing?
Do I love what I'm doing?
Is it of value to other people?
Yes.
Is it paying me?
Yes.
And?
Which is the other one? I've said, do I love what I'm doing?
Yes.
Am I good at it?
Oh, am I good at that? That's the last one.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So now, for example, you've been employed, but you don't love that job. You're being paid. Yeah, you're good at it. Yeah, and it's, of course, is it having an impact on people? So if you're finding like for you, the reason why you're at work is because of salary only, now you're just being paid for, yeah, and you're good at it, you have the skills, but you don't love it, yeah, then that's not your purpose. So if you're at work, and for you, your focus is just, I'm getting a salary, I have skills so that I don't get fired from this job, yeah, then that's not your purpose, because your purpose has to flow from those four areas. Do I love what I'm doing? Am I good at it? It's not just being paid for, but is it serving other people? Okay. So we really have to move from the aspect of looking at ourselves only, but what am I doing to other people? Am I really being a person of impact? So the reason why when people are at work, you feel like you're stressed. When Sunday reaches, you don't even want to see Monday morning. You're feeling like, no, there's that feeling that you get that, this is, I'm not happy. Yeah. Yeah. So that means that what you're doing, you don't love it. So it's not your purpose. So we really have, that's why I said at the beginning, we have to go within ourselves and even just understand, how am I feeling about this work? How am I feeling about this job? Because those are cues that are telling you, is it your purpose or not? So if you really love what you're doing, you're being paid for, yes, you're good at it, yes, and you're having an impact, that is your purpose. And you can have it, you can have your job and you're serving your purpose at work. It doesn't mean that really when you're employed, you're not living your purposeful life. Because if, for example, what you're doing now, Simba, you love it, you're good at it, you're being paid for, and you're having an impact on people, then you're living your purpose.
Isn't it? Yeah. Let me give you a perfect example. And maybe my HR will call me after this and give me that letter and tell me if I don't think you fit for that job. I'm one of those people who I've always questioned myself. Okay. In a sense, every time when I'm coming on work, though you travel to work, and on the way, you see people probably are sleeping on the streets, and you ask yourself the question, how is my job really helping these people? Because your purpose generally has to be I don't know whether I'm correct or not.
Yeah.
Has to be the immediate impact of whatever it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
Then to help your surrounding. Because you can't think about helping people in America right now when your immediate surrounding is what? Nairobi.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
So my question has to be this. Are we talking about a direct impact? Or I have to sit down, Sianto, and infer my impact in the sense, you know, right now I'm speaking to you and I'm going to help somebody somewhere start thinking about their purpose, and in one way or another, then I'm impacting them. But what about the situation in the world right now? Am I not supposed to be solving top issues that are facing the world right now, especially the country? Hunger, insecurity, poor state of living, you know, diseases. Is that not purpose enough? Are we bringing purpose? Okay, this is the question. Is purpose inferred?
Now, let me just answer that. And the answer would be, you cannot be everything. Yeah, you cannot be here serving people on TV, people who are listening to us, and they're really getting information on how to live a purposeful life. And your also main purpose is being there, like, for example, providing for the people on the street, or you being the president, being out there meeting other presidents. You see, you cannot spread yourself that wide. So purpose is really narrows down and become very, very specific, so that you do your role as a media persona, and then another person like our president does his role as a president. So together then, each one of us is carrying their purpose in the society. So as a nation, as a country, as a generation, we are moving forward, each and every person performing their purpose. Now, the issue is that, what about those people who are not really living their purpose? So they're failing someone out there who needs their impact. So for you, you're here, you're impacting people through the media. Other people are impacting people through for example, pastors, through the spiritual growth. Other people is through aid, financial aid. So they're impacting people. So each and every one of us has a purpose of impacting people.
What is this? This is the question. That I don't want to make it this personal. Is there a general purpose to life? Is there a rule about general purpose to life? Is there a rule like that?
Now, I can just explain to you what, to answer you on that. In terms of, is there a general purpose to life?
Is there?
Yeah, you have to look at, am I living a balanced life? Am I happy? Am I feeling fulfilled? Am I successful? Because that's the reason why we came here. Am I having an impact on people? Yeah.
Some people would ask you this. Even the purpose of life, and I know what you're saying, am I happy? Am I fulfilled? Am I feeling like this is it? And people say, just make money. You're going to be happy. Because they say 21st century problems are just solved by having a lot of money. You're not going to sleep hungry. You're going to have security. You're not going to be part of the people crying about insecurity and hunger and diseases. So you'll be fine. Which is why I'm saying purpose and fulfillment. If I have money right now, Sianto, and it makes me happy, would that be my purpose? Making money, being rich. Would you say that that's a proper purpose for me?
You know, purpose is really going beyond the financial aspect of it. It's just not about money. And if you're only focusing on that, I'm telling you, you'll feel that there's a void. You'll feel that, you know, there are those cues, you'll feel that, no, I did not just come to this world just to earn money. There's that cue that we normally feel like, I've come here to do more. It's just not, making money is good. But can I also serve other people? Can I also be a person of impact? That is actually where you feel fulfilled, when you're serving other people. So the moment we move from we money to how can I serve people, even make more money through that. You know, through service, by being a person of impact, you make more money. So if money is what you're looking at, then serve people, be a person of impact, have value.
Yes.
Yeah.
And in the second part of our conversation, we're going to come back and talk about, but let me just preempt that particular conversation. Today at this job, and I sort of have questions about whether this is my purpose or not. Now, every time I wake up to come to this job, there's something fighting within me saying, do I really have to go? So for somebody who wants to find their purpose, today, probably they're listening to us and saying, I need to find my purpose. Where do I begin from?
Yeah, so it's normally a process. It doesn't just, you cannot get an answer right away. But of course, based on the 4 questions that you need to ask yourself. And then also you have to look at your values. What is important to you? Because if you start, for example, you're doing something right now, work or job, that is not aligned to your values, then again, you'll feel that you're very stressed. You feel that you're not really being true to yourself. So purpose has to be aligned with your values. It's normally a very long process. You have to have self-identity. We first have to discover who you are, what are your strengths, what are your values, what are you good at? Because we have tools that actually tell you, this is the kind of the personality test, that really brings out the kind of person who you are, your strengths, and even it tells you you could do well in this industry. So there are other aspects that you have to use to discover your purpose. So you answer those questions, and then you go through the coaching process whereby you discover the other aspects of you that you're not aware through a coach.
So that's exactly where you begin.
Yes, that's where you begin.
In determining what your purpose in life is.
Yes.
Like what makes you happy, isn't it?
Yes, because there I told you, there are 2 types of purpose. The one for the gifted ones, whereby it is so obvious.
This is what makes
that
me
one
happy.
People don't struggle.
That's it.
And most of us don't fall there. And the issue that we're having right now in the society is that we are forcing ourselves to be there. And we are not there. So you're so stressed, you take too much time trying to look for your gift, and it's not there. Rather than taking an initiative and discovering your purpose. By sitting down, having a reflective moment within yourself, of course with the help of a coach, because purpose really, it's very hard for you to discover it on your own. This is a part of you that really needs help. It needs an expert to help you on that. And then now, the other part that people discover their purpose is when you go through a hard time, a challenge, or, something drastic has happened to you. And now you're forced to reflect back, to call back to yourself and start asking yourself questions. Why am I here? Okay, this has happened to me. You find yourself at rock bottom. So you have to be creative enough to find yourself out of the rock bottom. And that is how people also find their purpose. That is how I found my purpose. When everything was taken away from me, I was out of work, my business failed, so I had to sit down and really ask myself, so why is Sianto here? Yes, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, and I'm a sister, and all that, but why did God bring me here? And that is why I started my journey of discovering my purpose. And with the help of a coach and all those tools, I was able to really discover that this is what I'm meant to do. And I know it because the other thing you also have to look at it, you look at the energy and the flow state that you are in when you're pursuing your purpose. 1 hour feels like 2 minutes if you're pursuing your purpose. If you find yourself like after you've checked into work after 20 minutes, you're like, okay, time to go for a snack. You're not in the flow state. That means you're not really pursuing your purpose. So when you're really in your purposeful task, time just disappears. You actually find like, oh, it's around 3 o'clock. So you're in a flow state of work. That's another thing to look out for.
Pretty much. Guess what? We're just starting these lessons, by the way. In the second part of this conversation then, I want us to ask Sianto what the journey is. And this is a specific question that I got from one of our viewers who said, well, do I need to completely stop everything that I'm doing to reevaluate where I am and start all over again? Or it is just a continuous process of self-discovery? Once we come back, I'll be putting those questions to Sianto right here on our conversation this morning, and any other they might have, I'll be sampling them from Facebook today and a WhatsApp number, which you do have right there on your screen. Any other question that you have to her about purpose in life, I'll be talking to her about it. Once we come back right here on The Morning Drift, my name is Simba Elijah Charles Kiagi. We take a tiny breather. Once we come back, still with Sianto.
Bidii yao ya mtu wa kazini ni dhahiri shairi.
Through the grace of God, tumemanage because we've been consistent.
Pilka za kuruzuku familia zao ndicho kibwagizo chao.
Wakati mwingine wanakosa kazi.
Hapa ndipo tunawapa nafasi kuangazia kwa kina.
It doesn't get easier. So I guess it's been a lot of challenges.
Basi kwa uketo kamili, usikose makala ya hapa kazi tu kila siku ya Jumatatu.
Our main goal was how do we help one person from Dandora or from this area to better their lives.
Saa 2 kamili kwenye runinga ya Lookup na Mimosas Okech.
Usiwahi cheza na mboga yangu. Na unafuata nani? Usisikuone ukinifuata. Nimekwambia una shares kwa hii kuku.
Hebu kwanza rudi ndani ufresh hiyo choo na make sure umespray.
Juli, kwani wewe hii tumbo yako mimi najua inaweza ingiza kila kitu. Hata chuma nikishiaga nikupea, hata plastic najua utakula. Kwani leo kunaendaje? Kuna kitu sielewi.
Kabisa Mluya. Yaani umeamua kulala uchi.
Sasa kama hakuna ile nguo inanitosha unataka nifanye aje?
Because you are fat.
Sasa ukiongelea mimi ati fat, na Julie tutasemaje?
Kuja.
In case you are just joining us this morning, you are watching The Morning Drift. My name is Simba Elijah Charles Kiagi. Join us online at Lookuptv across all your social media platforms. I am Kiagi Simba. Today, we are talking about living a purposeful life. We've asked the question, how to start doing that. In the second part of our conversation, we're going to get into the deeper sense of a purposeful life. What are those things that you must have then to start living a purposeful life? And the most important question, why you should then consider living a purposeful life. Sianto, let's jump directly into it. Just before we touch on those two areas, which are the key ones, somebody asked that once I start now getting this training, or coaching, once they come to you, Sianto, and they say, well, give me that training. I want to start to identify what my purpose is. Do I have to stop everything that I'm doing, quit my job, quit whatever it is not making me happy, drop all my friends and change my environment, and then go into a neutral state of mind and location, and then start re-evaluating. Is that what it is, or it's just a continual process?
Now, finding purpose, of course, it needs you to take a moment, take a break, and just look inwards and really have a look at your life. But then again, it is, to be realistic, it's not possible for you to break everything and you stop and now you're saying, I'm in pursuit of my purpose.
Yeah.
The reason why, and this is what I tell my clients, everything that you do now is contributing to your purpose. There is no time you're wasting, there's no task that you're wasting, and there's no skill that you're wasting. Whatever you're doing right now is developing the required skills to make your purpose successful. So let's not stop, let's continue doing what we are doing, but let's be intentional now to find out what is my purpose. Yeah, like for example, I was in the banking sector. I learned about being a leader and business development, which are those skills I need them in my business.
That's it.
Yeah? So we are not wasting time. We are just building the skills that are needed for our purpose, but we have to be intentional enough to discover our purpose.
That's it.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I've got this one as well. I have to go to it. Good. Now, there's an aspect that every other person keeps on talking about when it comes to living a purposeful life, that empowering others essentially defines a purposeful life.
Yeah.
Why is empowering others an important aspect in living a purposeful life?
Yeah. You see, let me just explain that. Let me explain something before I give you an answer to that. If you, for example, you've been employed. Let me just talk about what I'm conversant with, like the banking sector as a salesperson. So your mindset is that I have been employed by, for example, this bank, and they're paying me maybe 200,000. My work is to bring maybe a deposit of 10 million and so in a month.
That's it.
So your mindset is focusing on you, on, for example, myself, the salary that I'm earning, and the targets. I'm not focusing on my impact on the customers. So my mindset is on me and not on the customers.
I see.
So I will go and sell, I can even mis-sell so that I hit my target and earn my money. Instead of asking myself, I've been employed by this bank, how can I serve this client? Yeah, how can I deliver these services that we have been tasked to deliver to this client, such that I leave them at a better place? I meet them at a point of their need. So you move from your thought and your focus on yourself to focus on other people. And you know what happens? Let me tell you now the reason why we need to focus on other people. If you're a salesperson, that client that you have served well, you have met their need, you've forgotten about your own self, you're serving them with excellence, you are there when they need you, they will refer you to another client. Your business grows through referrals. Vis-a-vis, I've gone and met this one client, I'm focusing on myself, I've closed a sale, maybe through me selling, I go back to the office, they celebrate me, the customer is not happy. That person will not refer me as a good salesperson to their friends and family. So these two people, this person at some point, of course, their performance will be questioned because they're not getting business from so many other, from referral. This other salesperson, because they have moved their mindset from me to client focus, you'll see that their performance is growing, and then you'll see them climbing the ladder in their career.
Yes.
So that is the difference. And that is a switch that even in the organizations, we really have to change the mindset of our employees. Yeah, to tell them, yes, you have come here, you're looking for a salary, yes. We have set a target for you, yes. But we want you to be a person of impact to our customers. The customer benefits, the employee benefits, and the company benefits. Vis-a-vis the other aspect whereby a person comes in and they get employed, they're just focusing on themselves. So the customer doesn't benefit. And at the end of the time, the company also doesn't benefit. So when you serve other people, you're serving everybody. You're not just serving yourself. And that is why God created us to be here.
And that's the purpose now.
Yes.
To serve, isn't it?
To serve.
That's it. All right. Now, it's a complex concept for somebody who's not open to it to start understanding how to start identifying what your purpose is. Can we look at some of the skills that I need to have that are going to be instrumental then in me, number one, acquiring this life, the purposeful life, and number two then, living in it.
Yeah. Okay, first of all, it starts with self-awareness, knowing that I'm here for a reason, God planted me for a reason, and I need to really find out what it is. So self-identity, self-awareness is number one. Number two, you have to sit down and ask those 4 questions. What do I love what I'm doing? Am I good at it? Is it serving people? And what can I be paid for on this thing that I'm doing? The other thing is that you have to be a person of discipline and hard work. We always think that once you discover your purpose, then you relax. I got it, then everything will flow, resources will come, clients will come, I'll be successful. No. It actually demands for a lot of hard work. You find that like this, the musicians or even the people who are already gifted, they have to work on their purpose. You'll find them, they're in the studios hours and hours. They don't even go home. So it is hard work. So we also have to understand that for me to live a purposeful life, am I really ready to work hard? Am I really ready to be stretched? Because also you have to move from your comfort zone to a growth zone. Because purpose is a journey, so you have to keep on growing. If you don't want to grow, then you're not in the journey of purpose.
True.
You've decided to be very stagnant. Yeah. The other one, you have to be a person of excellence. Purpose needs excellence. It needs you to be a person who has value. You have depth. Everything you do, you're doing it at levels of excellence. Because that is how you're going able to serve people, and that is how you're going to expand your business, for example, because you get referral business. Yeah. The other aspect of it is that you really have to be a giver. Living a purposeful life means that you have to be able to give. You have to be a person who is okay giving. Yeah. And we have seen that people really who are successful, they're givers. And even in the Bible, it says that the more you give,
the more you receive, isn't it?
The more you receive. Yeah. So the secret is that you work hard to get and then give people, help people. You get it. Now, the other one is about having a mentor. Yes, you're living, this is your purpose. It's not magic that now you're able to do it on your own. No, you need someone who's going to hold your hand through the journey. So if, for example, you're a singer, look for a mentor who is in that industry so that you're able to perfect your skills well and you're able to move and become an expert better and faster so that you can serve people. So it needs work. What I'm saying is that purpose needs work, it needs resources, and we should be able to be comfortable moving from the normal way of living. You see, the way we've been brought up from when we were young, our life has already been programmed. You've been born, you find yourself in that family, you find yourself, you're taken to a certain school, primary, high school, and university you might get to choose, or even we are normally called, come to this university, you're doing ABCD. After that, then you get a job. When you go to the job, you're told do ABCD. So we are never at a point where we are taking a moment and just reflect inwards. What do I want to do? Why am I here? What do I love doing? Maybe even what you studied in the university, it has no relation with your purpose. And that's why you find people, maybe you studied communications in the university or law, and you find people in banking, and they're lawyers.
Yeah,
they're selling, and they're really good at sales. So we need to really have to reach a point whereby we are able, even if we're in the high school or university and work, we should be able to take a moment and ask ourselves those questions. Why am I here? So that if you're able to identify it early enough, you don't need to stay for 20 years, without discovering your purpose. And the people whom you're supposed to serve are waiting for you. They're waiting for your impact. Yeah. There's this speaker, what's his name? I forget his name, but he says the wealthiest place that you can find is at the cemetery, because people there have died without living their purpose. And that purpose, you're to serve someone, you are supposed to be a person of value, and then you become successful. So you just come to this life and you get programmed, you flow, and then you reach 70 years, you're like, okay, what was I supposed to do? So the other question we should also ask ourselves is that you ask your 90 self, maybe right now you're 30 years, fast forward your life, ask yourself, if now I'm 90 years, ask Sianto, is what I'm doing now, will I be proud of what I'm doing now when I'm in my 90s? Will I regret what I'm doing now? Am I being a person of impact? So if the answer is no, then change it. Sit down and change it. So the good thing is that we have human beings who have an ability to really create our life new. Yeah, we have that ability. It's just that we need to sit down, find it, get the resources that are needed, get the skills that are needed, and you create the life that you want. And what I love about purpose is that it opens you up. It puts you in a place of creativity, because you're the person with the vision. You know where you're supposed to go. So you can actually come up with a lot of ideas on how to reach there. So there's no limit. Vis-a-vis, whereby you've been programmed to do something and your creativity has been taken away. And that is why people feel like, I need to do more. When you have that feeling that I just didn't come here to do what I'm doing. I feel like I need to do more. I need to be a person of impact. Once you feel that way, immediately know that your purpose is calling you. It is time to find it, because you've already acquired the skills that you need. So we also have to be very sensitive to what the communication that we are receiving from ourselves, the inward communication.
Yes.
Once you start feeling like, no, I need to do more. I cannot I just didn't come and die when I've done what I've done now. So once you feel that way, then you sit down. Yes.
Pretty much. All right. Now let's handle another area just quickly, because I'm getting told we have 5 minutes. Every time I speak to you, I usually do not know how time runs. Here's the thing. Just one reason, just one, why any other person listening to you today, Sianto, would say, let me go look for Sianto so that she can tell me how to get purpose in life.
Yeah.
What is that one reason why today I should seek purpose in my life? And I'm asking you this because some people say, well, you only live once, so live every day like it's the last one. Don't think about tomorrow. Don't think about who is happy, who's not. You've seen those comments everywhere. What is this one reason why I need to seek purpose in life?
Yeah. The reason why you need to seek your purpose is, number one, is that you'll be able to meet the beautiful you.
Okay.
You are able to meet the person who has so much potential to do so much than what you're doing currently. The other reason why you need to meet your purpose is that you're going to really serve people. You're going to feel alive. Yeah. Work for you will not feel like work. Yes, there's hard work, you have to do the work, but you'll be enjoying. You'll be enjoying waking up to do your job. Yeah, you won't be looking for, the end of day to reach so that you go home. Yeah, so it's a very good place to be. A place where you're going to serve people, a place where you're going to be successful, a place where you're going to be happy, a place where you're going to be stretched, a place where we are going to grow. So it is really a beautiful, if you're able to find your purpose, then you're at a very good place. And you're going to be happy as an individual, and the people around you, you're going to, of course, do a ripple effect on the,
Yes.
on the happiness. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
There's another one that I gotta ask you about this one now. And I don't know whether it's going to negate exactly what your coaching would essentially point to. Since I'm here, that live in and for the moment. And the last one here is about let go of failure and be content. The people with the ability to live for now and let go of their current failures are essentially able then to discover what their purpose in life is. They live within that line of seeking purpose.
Yeah. You see, for you to be able to discover your purpose and to be able to live it, you should be able to really disconnect yourself from the past. Most of us, we carry our yesterday today. Yeah? Like, for example, yesterday you failed, so today you're already waking up with the same feeling of failure, so you cannot even be at your best. And you see, when you're living today, in the present life today, and you've really forgiven yourself about what you did wrong yesterday, today you are starting on a clean slate. You're acquiring new skills today. You're serving people today. Yeah? So it requires us to, yes, we have a past, but let's really disconnect from it, learn the lessons that we need, and today is a new day. We are serving today, and we are happy today. And that is what purpose gives you. Yeah.
Pretty much. Now, Sianto, to finally then cap this conversation for purpose, in a minute, today, and I'm asking this question from the perspective of people who need to start early, then to get purpose. Today, for any other person who's listening to, what is this one question that you need them to ask themselves today? It's going to be a life opener for them to come look for you, and so they can talk about what's this one question you want them to ask themselves this morning?
Yeah. The first question is, are you ready to change?
Are you ready to change?
Are you ready to change? Because finding your purpose really needs you to be ready to change, because there's a lot of work that you have to start doing. You have to operate from a very different level. A place, the characteristics of people who are living a purposeful life. You have to be a person of excellence. Yeah. You have to operate at a point whereby you feeling pain for you is okay. I don't know if you watched that documentary for Kipchoge when he said,
oh yeah, yeah, I watched
pain,
it.
in the journey of success, there is pain. So actually, what I've come to discover is that the people who are successful, the people who are living their purpose, they are okay going through the pain on a daily basis. We are okay going through the pain. But most of us, we want ease, we want comfort. Anything where there is pain, we retract. So we are always retracting from our purpose. So what I'm telling people is that let's feel the pain and move forward and discover our purpose, whereby there is success there.
Pretty much. Sianto, thank you very much for coming. Always a pleasure having around. Guess what? I'm going to convince her to come next Tuesday, because I think we just scratched the surface in this conversation, the deep lengths that we didn't get to go to. But take her back to the time that she joined us on the Morning Drift this morning at Lookuptv across all your social media platforms. I hope I've been able to articulate those questions you had for her. Guess what? If you have any other that you may want to ask her, send it in, because the conversation goes online. Hashtag The Morning Drift. We take a tiny breather. Once we come back, Ian Ketani and I will be taking you straight to what is trending online in terms of your socials, as well as what we are focusing on today on our Newsroom Diary. Good morning.